MLB headquarters, what's going on? It's Flex, here to bring you the Week 8 edition of Fantasy Flex. Let's get up into the division. You know how it goes. Let's get it popping. Hank Aaron, still being headed right now by the bench player. 64, 42, and 14 record right now in first place, followed by the Toronto Bandits with the 62, 51, and 7 record, 5.5 categories back. Then you got VKL sporting a 50, 63, and 7 record, 17.5 categories back. Then you got the Willard Warriors with the 46, 66, and 8 record, 21 categories back. Now we switch on over and switch gears over to the Nolan Ryan division. The Norfolk Tides are still riding high in that division. However, he does have competition. The Say Hey Kids are right behind him. The Norfolk Tides got a 62, 49, and 9 record. The Say Hey Kids are at 62, 52, and 7, 2 games back or 2 categories back. Then you got the New York Giants and the St. Louis Redbirds tied for 3rd place or tied for last place, whichever way you want to see it, half empty or half full. Both of them are 15 games back. They both sport identical 46, 63, and 11 records. Does the St. Louis Redbirds and the New York Giants. Now we make moves over to the Mickey Mantle division. That is still being headed right now by Team TI. However, he does have a 3-team race right now for first place in the division. The Florida Marlins are right behind him with a 62, 49, and 9 record. Team TI has a 62, 48, and 10 record. So one has one more loss, the other one has one more tie. And then you got the Toronto Hard Knocks following close right behind, only 5 categories back with the 57, 53, and 10 record. And then myself and bottom feeding on that division with the 47, 66, and 7 record. 16.5 games back is the Polk County Pistols and the Polk County Pistols. And I'm going to move on up into last week's matchups. Last week's matchups went a little something like this. First matchup of the week, pit the Toronto Bandits up against the Polk County Pistols. 9-5-1. The Bandits get the tilt in that matchup. Taking that matchup, shout outs to my man James for keeping it active. I knew he was going to be a tough competitor. Second matchup of the week, put the Giants up against the bench player. 8-5-2. The bench player take that matchup and stay on top of their division. The Hard Knocks were in the third matchup of the week. They took on the Redbirds 11-4. The Redbirds are flying high. They ain't looking down, and they have been doing it for the past couple of weeks, folks. So look out for the Redbirds. Then you got in the fourth matchup of the week, the Marlins are taking on the Warriors, or the Marlins took on the Warriors 8-6-1. The Marlins still swimming tough, still doing their thing, and they move up in the standings, and they're right behind Team TI, only a half a game back. The Say Hey Kids took on VKL in the fifth matchup of the week. The Say Hey Kids still doing their thing. 10-4-1 was the outcome of their matchup, and the heavyweight matchup of last week's Week 8 total matchups, folks. That was between the Tides and Team TI. They are both 2 division leaders. That was the closest matchup of the week, 8-7, and the Tides still rolling high, get the tilt in that matchup. Now we move up into a little preview. I'm a day late, so there are actual scores. I'll just, throw them out there for right now. Doesn't even matter because there are 6 more days going down. But in the Week 9 preview, you got the 50, 63, and 7 VKL taking on the 47, 66, and 7 Polk County Pistols. Right now, the Pistols are currently taking that matchup 10-3-2. However, we still got 6 days left in the week, so that can change. It will change, and it's going to change, folks. Second matchup of the week, you got the Redbirds taking on the Giants. The Redbirds got a 46, 63, and 11 record. The Giants also have the same identical record. Remember, folks, when I was going through the standings earlier, they're both tied for 3rd or tied for last in their division, in the Nolan Ryan division. And right now, that matchup is actually in favor of the Birds right now with the 8-4-3 matchup leading right now. Heading into the third matchup, that puts TI up against the Hard Knocks. 62, 48, and 10 is Team TI. The Hard Knocks are at 57, 53, and 10. Right now, Team TI has got the lead with a 7-4-4 among the categories in their matchup. The Warriors are taking on the Tides. The Warriors got a 46, 66-8 record. The Tides are at 62-49-9. Right now, the Warriors, however, are doing their thing. 10-2-3 in that matchup. But like I said, folks, things will change. The matchups will get heated. The competitors will come out and they will play. And in the next matchup, that puts the 62-51-7 Bandits going up against the 62-49-9 Marlins. 12-2-1 right now in favor of the Marlins. However, I know for sure that matchup is going to change up. And then you got the final matchup of the week. That is going to go between the bench player taking on the Say Hey Kids. Very close records between these two right now. Very heated competition. 64, 42, and 14 is the bench player. The Say Hey Kids are at 61, 52, and 7. And right now the kids got the lead right now in the tilt, going 6, 5, 4. And the kids are taking that one over. Let's get up into the trophies and the league leaders. The league leaders goes like this. In runs, you got the Hard Knocks. He's got 324 runs. He is one up in that category to the Pistols. Basically meaning that I'm one run behind first place. I think I'll do it that way since I started doing this one up and one down and all this other stuff. Home runs, the Hard Knocks got 85 home runs. He's 7 up on TI right now. So that's a close category. Total bases, the Tide are holding that down. They got 981 total bases. Pretty safe to say that TI is behind them by 30 right now, and it's going to be a tough week, or it's going to be a tough thing to catch up there. But all it takes is one good week. Then you got in the RBI category, the Tides have that as well, 303 RBIs. However, he's only 2 up to the Hard Knocks in that one, so we could have a different league leader next week, folks. And then in the walks category, base on balls, that's going to the Pistols right now with 248 base on balls. I'm 4 up right now on the Marlins. And then the next category goes to stolen bases. The Bandits are holding that down right now with 69 stolen bases. He's 1 up on the Marlins. And then on the average category with a 295 average, that's going to the Tides. He's 9 percentage points up on the bench player. Assists is also going to go to the Tides. He's got 711 assists right now. He's 26 up on the Bandits. And we switch on over to the pitching categories. Pitching categories, strikeouts, that's going out to the Pistols with 621 strikeouts. 50 strikeouts up on the Giants. In complete games, TI solely has that category with 6 complete games. He's 1 up on the Pistols. Wins, that's going to the Pistols. I have 51 wins on the year so far. However, I'm only 4 up on the Marlins, so that could change next week if I have a bad week. Saves is going to the bench player. He's got 38 saves. He's 1 save up on the Bandits. The ERA is going to the Tides with a 3.36 ERA. 4.5 percentage points behind is the Bandits. Then you got the whip is going to the Bandits with a 1.21 whip. 2 percentage points ahead of the bench player. And then strikeouts to walk ratio, the Bandits now hold that category by themselves with a 2.8 strikeouts to walk ratio, 1 percentage point up on the kids. And we get up into the trophies for this week. The Ricky Get That Man trophy, shout outs going out to VKL, 10 stolen bases last week. The Ryan, another one bites the dust trophy, that's going out to the bench player with 86 strikeouts in last week's matchups. The Griffey Gone trophy is going to the bench player. 10 home runs throughout last week's matchups. The Ruth trophy, hits, hooray, is going out to the Pistols with a 305 average last week. Not bad. It's about time my hitter started doing something. The Goose trophy, Tum Rolades, that's going out to the Redbirds. Shout outs. Like I said, he's been flying high for the past couple weeks. He had 7 saves throughout last week's matchups. The Guidry Shut 'em Down trophy, that's going out to the Redbirds as well. He had a 1.96 ERA throughout last week's matchups. And then the Mays, the buck stops here. That's going out to the Tides with 93 defensive assists throughout last week's matchups. That was the Fantasy Flex. This is Flex right here, telling you guys stay active, keep it moving, do your thing. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And like I said, this was the Fantasy Flex. The Flex out.
Closer and closer, no to the hold you, all exposure. I can't believe I got addicted. She get it in, she get it poppin'. The way she making it move, she making it drop it. I get it in, I get it poppin'. I'm a